Shit!
Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 997. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
As you can see, we're talking about this series of Doctor Who.
Yes. What's up, Daniel?
Hi, guys.
What's up, Mike D?
Good evening.
What's up, Scott?
Greetings and salutations.
And as tomorrow will be apparent, this is Chris's fault. Wouldn't it be cool? You'll find out tomorrow. All right. On that note, anyway, me and Mike
I just want to apologize to the viewers tomorrow. This was supposed to be a joke.
Yeah, Chris on the other cast gave me an idea. Wouldn't it be cool if Matrix Lore 212 had 3 channels with different videos on each? Maybe different timelines of Matrix Lore? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow.
God.
The Matrix
You're going
verse.
to be sick of me.
The Matrix verse.
$24.95.
Right, even Spider-Man has one, so Matrix Lore should have one too, the Matrix verse.
Does that include your trolling channel?
I don't have a trolling channel. I have this guy called Gamma-T Original that is the protector of the Whovian community. He's protecting me with his agents,
God.
Marv and Harbor. So can't wait for that. All right,
You need
Marv
to protect
and
the community from that shit
yes,
lasagna.
Marv, the Seeker, and Harbor, the Maniacal.
Whatever
There you
that
go.
is.
There she is. Both of them. They're both excellent ladies. They'll be appearing shortly.
Marv is a
Helping
woman?
out.
Those are
They're
people?
both women, yes.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I thought you were talking about characters from some show or something.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I was
they're
saying.
actually employees of Gamma-T Original. They're going to be helping out against the trolls in the community. So there you go.
Oh, God.
Anyway, on that
Now, he does know that there's a difference between employees and slaves, right?
right.
Yeah, Gamma's a little bit of
Okay.
Gamma's a little bit,
so.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he does. I hope he doesn't have, like, pay someone a nickel to make, like, pants and shirts and stuff. Being that he's European and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, all right. We're getting off topic here, Chris. That's for other, let's talk about.
I don't know what came over.
And Mike D. All right. So anyway, we were talking about the vault, right, Mike D? Hello. What happened?
Are Marv and Harbor in the vault?
No, I don't know.
It probably says so.
Mike D. Hello.
Oh, I'm here. Hold on.
Oh God. All right. No, Marv and Harbor are not in the vault.
All right, I'm here. No, I had to get a beer. I didn't want to disappoint my fan, who's a big fan of me belching on the cast.
Yes. Let's try to make it a little more powerful today, shall we?
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, add it up, up your game a little bit, okay?
Up my game.
Yeah, it was a little too small to burp. The belch needs to get louder today. All right. Joe,
No, seriously. Oh.
you can if you want. That's fine. Very nice. It sounded demonic, but okay. All right. So anyway, we're talking about who's behind the vault. And you don't think it's Missy at all, right?
I think my belch is behind there.
No, but who do you think is behind the vault? You thought John Sin? What did you think?
Well, fuck, like starting right out of the starting gate. I'm trying to recall our conversation earlier today about the details we had. I don't
There's
know.
a lot of things we're trying to factor a timeline type of thing to figure how John Sims Master, Missy, the Mondazian Cybermen, the Regeneration, the Christmas special, how everything comes into play. Who goes where? Does John Sim not regenerate and just continue? Does Missy kill somebody? Because there's a lot of stuff that's supposed to happen, and we really don't know how it's going to fit. We don't have all the puzzle pieces, so we can't, whenever we try to make this puzzle, we're not going to make it until we see the episodes. But
Well, I
we
guess
can come pretty close.
I guess it was easier to start it off like we had a discussion earlier today about the fact that, from what we understand, the Doctor is going to remain blind in Extremis and in Pyramid at the End of the World, and is going to, in the third of the 3-part story arc, the lie, what is it, Lie of the Land?
Yes.
He's going to regenerate in that 8th episode. But what he's going to do is when he regenerates, he's using enough energy to repair his eyesight, but he's going to hold back the full effect of changing himself completely.
And also the bullet that he shot with by Bill, supposedly.
Yeah, and Bill's going to blast him, and supposedly that's what we see in the trailer when we see him like in that white room with the guys with the guns throwing his head back, and yeah, and then like you see little after effects like with the hand and stuff where it's the regeneration energy is still kind of like there, but it's not doing anything other than being suppressed.
Right.
So allegedly. Well, we've talked about this before. The Doctor is under some sort of delusion, or is being fooled somehow, and Bill blasts him because that's like her last act that she can figure on doing to kind of snap him out of this sort of delusion he's in. And I'm guessing that's where obviously the lie of the land, that title, comes into play, because a lie is a deception, a delusion, the lie of the land. So apparently, like, Bill somehow either is one of the few people or the person that apparently sees what the truth monks are doing or something, and they deceive the Doctor, and that's what the lie of the land is referring to. So
that would be true, that the bullet that killed Capaldi's doctor does kill Capaldi's doctor, the 12th, because the regeneration energy takes place. And he holds it back for the whole entire season and let loose in the Christmas special.
Yeah, because I watched Graham Norton last night, the one that Capaldi was on a couple of weekends back.
Yeah.
And he does say, he said, I have filmed my death scene.
Death scene, which is a difference than his regeneration scene, because he dies but comes back with the regeneration energy, and then he just holds off the regeneration. That would make sense. But we were talking about, how the Doctor holds back the regeneration energy. We were trying to figure out that what if, I think you said it, right, Chris? Not Chris. You said it might be that the first Doctor probably gets hurt, right, saving Capaldi or something, and holds back his first regeneration. Right? Until he gets into the 10th planet episode?
We can talk about that. That's interesting that you brought that up, because if we know from watching 10th Planet, we know that the Doctor obviously was injured somehow or seemed extremely exhausted due to something that just seemed a little odd, like it just kind of came up. And I mean, we understand at the time that they weren't planning that far back and ahead, with things. But I mean, as a way to kind of like retrofit things into place, it's interesting that Capaldi's holding back a regeneration, and then you've got Hartnell, or Bradley playing the first Doctor, who quite possibly could be doing something to recreate that sort of scene, or involved in going back to the TARDIS with, the first Doctor's companions there. Was it Ben and Polly in the TARDIS at the time?
Yeah, Ben and Polly were the
So,
you know what they could do? I just thought of it. They show at the end of 10th Planet, that he wanted to leave in a hurry, right? They could show, because he somehow, as an old man, got ahead of his young companions. They could show that the companions are talking to somebody from the back, and Capaldi just pops in there, basically leads him to the TARDIS, goes in the TARDIS and watches the regeneration. And then when they leave, they could even show Patrick Troughton Doctor, like, look over, knowing he's there or something, and leaves with the companions, and then he goes back to his own TARDIS somehow, whatever.
I seriously doubt they're going to go to that level of detail.
Maybe they'll just have Peter Capaldi bring him to his TARDIS and let him go in there himself, and then run away or something.
Well, I'm thinking more of the fact that he's going to. I think it would be more something of like whatever comes out of the Cyberman episode. Maybe like they're both, whatever. Maybe one of them's worn out, the other one's hurt, or vice versa. Or they both are to some degree, and maybe they exchange some words, and just like Tennant did, like in End of Time.
This whole body's wearing thin, if I remember the quote right. That's what Ben and Polly pretty much stated. And then we see him transform into Patrick Troughton. Yeah, it probably has something to do with that, where either Capaldi helps him regenerate or vice versa.
Which helps him to the TARDIS, at least.
Wait. Let me.
Hartnell. He helps Hartnell's doctor, the first Doctor regenerate, or vice versa.
Well, see, people have said, you got to keep in mind, too, they're like, well, how do you account for the fact that the Doctor was only away from Ben and Polly for a short time, or this or that, or whatever? I mean, he's got a time machine. He can go back to, like you wouldn't even know he was gone. It's like being in a house and somebody's excusing themselves to go to the toilet, and then they come back, and, they could have been on a whole adventure for like a week if they had a time machine.
Because, for example, look at
Nardole with what happened in this series. But
there was dialogue that Ben and Polly wanted to say goodbye to everybody, and he said, "No, we got to go." Which they probably said, "All right, you go." Like went on ahead, and they went to say goodbye to everybody. So that could explain a little time where he's alone, where Capaldi could help him to the TARDIS, get him in there, leave. Or they just show him helping to the TARDIS doors. He knows he's going to go in there. He's going to fiddle with the controls and just have enough energy to open the door so they can come in.
Like opens the door, kicks him in.
Because they were pounding on the door to be let in.
Well, he opened it, but it was just
10th planet anyway.
Yeah. So Capaldi would just get him to the TARDIS doors and go away. Maybe.
Banging on the door of the TARDIS, like banging on the vault door. We heard.
Yeah.
And then he goes back and he goes to his TARDIS, and then he maybe Clara's in his TARDIS waiting for him just to help him with his regeneration or something.
Maybe he'll kill Clara once.
No. She's in there for a purpose. And the purpose is to be like, it's okay, let go, regenerate, meaning like she didn't want him to regenerate when he was Matt Smith, but like the big thing before he regenerates is maybe she gives him that thing to restore his memories, which is something that he wanted.
Well, you asked me about John Sim earlier. Now that we've kind of kicked off, I'm still not convinced, because it seems like a little too obvious that that's Missy that's in there. And I'm thinking that maybe it's John Sim's master, and I believe that Missy and the Doctor at some point are going to be teaming up and working together in this series. And then from what I understand is going to happen, she's going to completely turn tail and like betray him and do like her worst sort of vile act that she's ever done, which could end up in the death of one of the companions. Because, we know Capaldi's not coming back. We know Gomez isn't coming back. We're quite sure that Bill's not coming back. And it's interesting. Remember, they fired her right before they even showed the first episode. They fired.
Yes.
Damn, her name's escaping me now.
Pearl Mackie.
Pearl Mackie. Thank you. Damn.
Which was a shame, really. That's not fair. You don't announce it after she gets fired. She filmed it already, but you don't announce that before the season airs.
Well, apparently you do.
That was.
Yeah. Well, what does Chris think?
What, about her leaving?
Well, no, about like anything we've been talking about, like with kind of having a little think tank here.
Right. I really like the idea of Capaldi holding back the regeneration, because I think that the way that he could show that performance, the way that he could do that, I think he could probably show it better than almost any other actor that's played the Doctor. They really haven't had to do something like that except for Tennant. But I think it would be interesting, kind of knowing that, because I think it's in episode 8 that would happen or something. So the last few episodes, kind of knowing what's wrong with him, but maybe the rest of the cast on the show, like the characters, they don't know what's happening to him. That would be kind of interesting to see. Maybe Bill thinks, oh, he's okay. He even got his sight back, if she even finds out that he's blind. It would be interesting to see how he would go through, and then maybe in the episodes they show little hints every now and then of, it's starting to get too much for him and whatnot. As for the stuff with the first Doctor, I really don't know how they're going to do stuff like that. Whatever the story is, it's going to be interesting. I think that they might do something where they both have to work together. Like maybe they have to shut down some sort of machine or something that the Cybermen have, and that's what causes the First Doctor to have to regenerate. Like it exhausts him so much or injures him, and then of course Capaldi's already going through the regeneration. I really hope Clara's not in the TARDIS when he regenerates. I kind of want him to regenerate either by himself or with Bill there or something. I don't know. I'm interested to see what it is, because they definitely showed him regenerating in the trailer for some reason, and I think maybe that there's something more to it that maybe we're not thinking of.
Yeah.
Well, they show his hand like in a totally different scene from a different episode, I believe.
Right.
So it's almost like you said, where there are little fits of the regeneration, like wanting to prompt itself on, and he has to stifle it back down. So he's kind of he's suppressing it.
What if the hand comes before that scene that we keep seeing in the trailer, though?
What if what?
We didn't even think about that. What if the hand is like they show that's a regeneration scene from some other point, and then
Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry about this, but Jacob wants to know if he can join.
I'll talk to you off air about that thing. Okay, we're in the middle of it. Yeah. Few texts here.
So the thing about the First Doctor is, I don't see the First Doctor at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Just going, all right, my boy, cheers, bye, like, and walking off. I mean, I see, like something leading into. I did, and plus it's a good sort of example of them kind of tying stories together, where they can go back and kind of, if there's a way for them to fit that into 10th Planet, I think that would be cool. But I mean, how possibly, okay, Ben and Polly, unless, well, I mean, he wasn't without Ben and Polly. So
he got to the TARDIS. Hold on, he got to the TARDIS without Ben and Polly.
Yeah. I know. No, I'm saying without them, meaning like in each episode. I'm saying like he never had an episode like by himself without them during their tenure when he was Hartnell's Doctor, right? So I don't like.
The way they can explain that is the way.
Let me explain where I'm going with this, though. That's just like one line. I don't see how they're explaining that the Doctor is just by himself. Like he just stepped away from Ben and Polly, and it's just like, oh, I'm over here doing this, and I'll be right back. Like they're
they explained that already with Peter Davison's Doctor, that when the shields were down, Negan and Tegan and Nyssa. Tegan and Nyssa was in the other room.
Negan.
Tegan and Nyssa.
Tegan
and Nyssa was in the other room, and he just appeared, not them, in David Tennant's TARDIS, the 10th Doctor's TARDIS. So they could say that they were in the other room doing whatever, talking or eating, and he just, the shields or whatever, and he just was pulled into there. I think
you're more or less going to do the whole thing like one of the other guys were saying, is that they were walking to the TARDIS. He occurs to the First Doctor during that period, and either is the one that opens the doors to the TARDIS, because I still think it has something to do with him. That little comment says about his comment saying this old body's wearing a bit thin. I still think it weighs on something about that comment from the 10th Planet, which connects the Capaldi and First Doctor.
Isn't the vault supposed to be open in this episode this weekend?
The 6th one.
Yeah. That's this Extremis.
Yeah. So it's going to reveal. I'm with you. I still don't think it's Missy. I feel it's the Master in some way, shape, and form.
But not Missy.
Not Missy. No.
So I'm wondering if Missy. There's like so many variables here with like these people. Like we know Missy's going to die. We know the Doctor's going to die and regenerate. So I mean, what's going to happen with Bill and Nardole? Because it's going to be a clean slate going into like the next.
Nardole could be the one who dies or gets destroyed.
Yeah, I think Nardole's going to be destroyed and Bill is going to be killed.
I think that could be the quote unquote evil thing that Missy does that really kind of sets him off. I think she could destroy Nardole
or takes out Bill.
Well, I told Joe like I could see like if she killed Bill, if Bill died at her hands because of something like that, where like there was a opportunity to save Bill or something, and she chose to be selfish and maybe save her own self or something, and just ran off like, well, you know, because you can't have the two of them get along for like a long stretch of time. You got to always keep them at odds with each other. Missy and the Doctor are
They
the
can
masters.
never be. I mean, listen. He was friends with the Master when they were kids, not when they were adults.
No.
And I understand that the 10th Doctor tried to get close with him because Gallifrey was destroyed. Okay, and they're like, we're the only two left.
In Legopolis with the Fourth Doctor, that sketchy truce, the Fourth Doctor had that expression like, "Oh God, just let's get over it, done with, so I can get you out of my life."
Well, the thing, what if if we believe that we're going to have a multi-master story, there could be something where like Missy has an opportunity of doing something right, but might impact her timeline with the other masters, or save Bill. And the Doctor is in a position where he can't do anything, or he finds out about it after the fact. And that's what sets him off, is that she just is like, well, you know, I'm motivated by self-interest above all, so tough for Bill. Or the other thing I told Joe was we had this idea that this thing that we think is Earth is really Mondas. So maybe instead of killing Bill, what they're going to do is they're going to just have her. They're going to have her return to her own proper timeline with
Mondas must be the twin of Earth anyway.
Yeah, so she wouldn't be dead. She would just there'd be convergence of her back with her own initial timeline and the fate. So she would essentially be where she needed to be.
See, but I don't think it'd be way too complicated, like I said, if it's Mondas, because the TARDIS traveling there, and I mean, is she a Mondasian then? Bill, you're saying?
No.
So why would she? I mean, that they're on the planet Mondas, but she is an Earthling?
Yeah, they're on the planet.
So how the hell did she get there then? Like, how would she get there and all the other students are Mondasians?
Maybe they don't know that they are what they
Did
are.
Missy bring her there, and that's why he wants to talk to her? Because,
Well, Missy had the whole nether sphere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, did Missy bring her there, Bill, and he's picks her as his companion because she's the only Earthling there or something? Or
Well, I mean, maybe it's not that specific, but I mean, maybe it's something not necessarily. I mean, we're just assuming Bill is from Earth.
we got a
don't even
question.
We don't even know we're on Earth.
We got a question from the live chat from Albert, who he asked, who's going to be the villain in the Christmas special with all this stuff going on now? I mean, is there a villain for the Christmas special? I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, with all the stuff that we're hearing for the Christmas special about him going to Gallifrey, Clara, First Doctor, I mean,
I think that do we know that? I mean, I'm not convinced that they're going to regenerate during the actual season. Maybe there's going to be something, because something happens in that then they go to like the Ice Warrior episode, then they go to the Cybermen, and the Cybermen's a 3-part going into the Christmas, I believe. So
it's going to be a 3-parters, and the Mondasian Cybermen are also the villains of the Christmas special.
I think so, if I'm not mistaken. But I know they're in like the last 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, would they bring Susan back to the Christmas special?
I'll be back. One day I will.
I mean, could it be a connection from, the First Doctor to Clara? Like, all the stuff that meant something to him. The first thing that broke his heart was saying goodbye to his granddaughter. And then the most recent thing that broke his heart, besides River, was Clara. So
I bet whatever you're going to see is not going to have a whole lot of depth to it. It's just going to be like, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I just don't think there's going to be a lot of like over sentiment of things, and to that degree, I think it's going to be like, hey, here's some fan service. We got the First Doctor in this. We got the Cybermen. We're going to give you a kick-ass adventure. We may do a couple of twists that tie it in somehow with something. I think that's the degree of what you're going to get. You're not going to be getting like, like a curator scene with Tom Baker popping up, like where you're like, oh wow, something like that.
Basically, the curator scene is going to be the First Doctor showing up. Basically, that's going to be the curator-esque scene.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that being like maybe like the very end scene in like one of the episodes with both of them in it, where it's just like, you know, he pops open, or the TARDIS shows up and the door opens or whatever, or Capaldi runs around a corner and runs right into the First Doctor, and he's, well, hello, my boy, you know, you look awfully familiar to me, you know, one of those sort of things or something.
Because he did say you're going to be seeing some old faces, revisiting them. So
Yes.
that could
Which
be
didn't
one.
necessarily mean that he was going to become the face, but that he was
Yeah.
bumping into the face.
Just re-meet another one.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything to say about that, Chris? Or
Oh my god, if that's the case, I would love to see the Doctor bump into, like, I don't know, do you think he can bump into the Fourth Doctor, or do you think he's too old? I mean, he's too old. I mean, he can't.
we already had the Fourth Doctor.
You're not gonna do that.
The curator, I mean,
You mean in
I was
this?
talking to, yeah,
You mean in this season?
or yeah,
No,
or in the future.
Oh, well, I don't think that's going to have a chance of happening in this series. I think, I mean, you got the First Doctor, and you got they'd be like throwing a little too gimmicks into like one trick. Having all
I
that.
just think it's just going to be one of those. He runs into the First Doctor. One of them helps the other, and that's pretty much all that's going to be said. Nothing true elaborate. No words are going to be spoken. Basically, if any words.
But being like halfway through this series, it's like we still have a hell of a lot of stuff that they're going to have to really fit into half of the last half of the series. I mean, you've got John Sim, you've got Missy, you've got the Doctor regenerating or starting regeneration, and then changing actually from generation, and you got Bill. They got to explain something that happens with Bill and Ardle.
yeah, she becomes a puddle monster also.
I wouldn't doubt
She
it.
takes a dip in the puddle in the final episode, and it's the stupidest looking thing we've ever seen.
That would be
And Bill's
great.
a puddle.
That would not be furthest. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it one bit.
That would be great if like they tie it full circle. Since the Puddle Monster episode started it off the season with the pilot, they have to go back and get the Puddle Monster and isolate it and use it against the Cybermen, like to short circuit them somehow. That would
Right,
be,
and then also she becomes part of the puddle.
Isn't that puddle thing supposed to come back though? Wasn't like she supposed to be in another
Supposedly.
episode?
Totally.
no,
Oh yes, that's right. No, wait, that's right. She filmed the finale.
Yeah, I remember seeing the on-set
Supposedly.
picture of her.
Heather is in the finale, supposedly.
So she probably does join with the puddle.
Well, wait a minute. I have to go back and listen. It sounds like like you said, were the voices in the puddle? Were they speaking to each other, talking to her? Because they never showed who the voices were that were speaking.
Yeah, I don't need. Was that the Mondasian Cybermen?
Well, they were from another dimension, right? They were from a
Or
different.
maybe the Mondasian Cybermen are the puddle.
Up to the puddle, so we don't know if that was
So that's the puddle.
and or somebody else's hand.
Well, think about it too. I mean, the thing had the ability to like assimilate a human into its, well, I don't want to say biology, but like, assimilate a human into itself. I mean, that's generally what the Cybermen do.
So wouldn't the puddle be part of the ocean, and then all of them come out of the ocean? I mean, is that weird? Or?
Well, no, I was thinking is that a two-way thing where obviously it was able to travel in time because it was around. Remember, they went to the end of time yet again.
Now it can, I guess, because the TARDIS, whatever, I guess.
Well, it was there waiting at the end of time. Remember, yet again they went to the end of time.
It followed it followed the TARDIS like the Family of Blood followed the TARDIS to Earth. That technology. So it wasn't necessarily. It was just copying off of the TARDIS or
Maybe
latching on to the TARDIS.
Maybe if Bill is in distress, like maybe it will come.
That might happen.
Because maybe at some point she gets there's no hope, and she's going to die, or maybe she's dying.
And maybe Missy goes to kill her, blasts her, and then the puddle absorbs her.
Something like that, yeah.
Heather,
I'm melting.
Well, maybe Heather is the cyber leader. They always have a
Still
female
think it
side.
has to do with Missy either doing something to Bill or Nardole, but if it's done to Bill, then that's where the puddle monster Heather comes back into play and does something to. That's where Missy pretty much goes bye-bye. She does something to Bill. The puddle monster gets so hacked off at Bill and attacks her and does something to kill her.
Hmm.
You're sure the actress, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, supposedly she's in the.
She's in episode 12, The Doctor Falls.
Yeah, which is a stupid. I gotta say, I'm totally against the title because we had the Fall of the 11th, which was never a title, but I think that's a stupid title. I'm sorry.
Maybe he just falls down. They're being literal.
I think they already had that already. I don't think they should do that as a title.
That's what they're referring to is elderly Hartnell or the first Doctor. He's got that life call. He's like,
that's terrible. That's terrible.
I've fallen, my boy, but I will be back one day.
Oh my god.
Well, when the ground is suddenly hot underneath me, why is this horned individual looking at me?
That's hysterical.
I'm still trying to figure out how they're going to introduce, like, unless it's just something stupid where it's like Capaldi's at university and he's got his back to the door and somebody knocks and he turns around and it's just the first Doctor there.
Yeah.
And that leads into the episode where, it's like, oh, okay, well, that was...
Sorry, I've got the wrong room or something like that.
Or you could say something like, office is closed today, holiday or something, and he's like, oh, interesting, closed to me, my boy? Or something, and you hear a familiar voice, and he just swivels the chair around. You're looking at the first Doctor standing there with his cane and shit.
That's gonna be cool to look at.
The first Doctor?
With Capaldi, I think that's gonna be an amazing thing to look at, to see them.
Well, they're both crotchety bastards. This is gonna be like watching Pat Troughton and Pertwee like bickering with each other.
It's gonna be cool to see.
Although the fangirls might not like seeing Hartnell, the first Doctor, rather. He's too old.
They should want to see it.
So I'm waiting for somebody to be like, wait, I thought the first Doctor was Christopher Eccleston. Oh, gosh.
Well, the Doctor sure looks old. What happened to him? Fucking dimwits. Yeah. Well, apparently now also we've had some issues with some people that were complaining about us leaving our honest negative reviews about some of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one of them said something about go screw yourself. So I wanted to take a moment and just say go screw yourself.
So that's all I have to say to those people who are being negative. Is my nose itches.
God damn.
I have nothing to say.
That's some hate, Scott.
They're not even worth bringing up on here.
Oh, I know. I was just doing it as a joke. The people actually that are kind of being goofy about shit, I take them like humorously. I like them. They're funny. I'm just kind of goofing a little bit, just having fun. Yeah. Kind of like the belching fan of mine.
This is Doctor Who, damn it. There is no fun.
You can't not like an episode. I mean, you can't have been a fan your whole life and just. I mean, for example, just speaking for myself, I don't understand why people don't like Castor Alpha. I'm always talking about how Castor Alpha is so great, but it's like it doesn't affect my fucking life. If somebody doesn't like Castor Alpha, I'm not going to go and say, you're a fucking maniac, fuck you, Yeah. It's like, dude, if it's that important to you, you need to really get out in the world a little bit, walk away from the computer and turn the light on and go outside in the world. I mean, it's a whole fantastic life out there waiting for you. Possibly.
Smell the roses if you're not afraid of them being plastic. Like your life.
God damn.
Yeah.
Well,
and they're always concerned what the Matrix Lord thinks. If his opinion is not their opinion, they got to voice their opinion, of course, and say how horrible my opinion is. If I love something, they hate it. If I hate something, they love it.
What was it? They said you should rename the show What I Hated About Doctor Who this week.
which made no sense because there was people in the cast that loved the episode, and there was some that didn't like the episode. So I really don't understand that comment. But
Hey, just sorry, can't say this. Never mind.
Okay.
yeah, Daniel, I'm going to talk to you up here. So I don't want to talk to anybody. There you go. So.
Well, I mean, I don't understand what's so important about, like, I mean, and that's cool. I mean, if people like the episode or they don't like it, I mean, I goof on people. They goof on me for, like, either not liking or liking the episode. That's what we all do on here is fucking goof on each other about that shit.
Yeah.
But it's like when you have people that aren't even on the casts that are, like, creating fake accounts just to, like, say that you're a piece of shit because you didn't like Knock Knock. Well, knock on you, motherfucker. I mean, that's just stupid.
Yeah, especially people from other podcasts. That is very apparent, you know, or people with the fake accounts of Grant Gustin, probably Jacob, and they just go around and they start bashing on my channel, and then on the other podcast channel, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know, person bends over and this person's gonna lick. I mean, honestly, it's craziness going on here. But this is the trolls in the community, and you gotta. Yeah, I just want people to talk the truth, and I have no time for trolls on here trying to bring down the show. This show has been around almost 1,000 episodes. It's going to continue for another 1,000 episodes, and we're not going to have anybody bring the show down. And believe me, many have tried. So,
including me, right?
I mean, I guess at one point, you know, but I do have a problem with I forgive a lot, and you know, this is like a revolving door half the times.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm the master troll. I got to admit it to you.
Yeah.
I wanted to expose myself on your cast. I'm acting under orders of a certain fucktard that's put me out to
Yeah.
your show. Yeah.
From the planet Skydark. All right.
Whatever that's going to come up.
Whatever. I'm almost sure because half his members are in here bashing me, but that's okay.
Well, I don't understand why people take personally. I mean, obviously, we're just taking the piss out of each other, and
Why
like,
can't we have fun and talk about Doctor Who? I don't understand what the big
The
deal
problem
is.
is
why they take it so seriously, like you're insulting their fucking mom or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
the thing
watched
with
it probably longer than he
don't
did,
like
so
the
I mean,
show.
I don't really understand.
It's like you don't like the show, and if you don't like the show, then it's going to destroy the show. Excuse me, if the writers and the creators of a show doesn't know that they made a crappy show, they can. I was thinking about this when I was at work today. They could literally take a camera, show it, pretty much stick it to pretty much show a bowl, a toilet bowl with crap in it. Let that be the entire 45 minutes, and that's all you get.
No.
Yeah, no voiceover, but just that's all you see, and everybody go, "Oh, that's the most marvelous episode ever." But yeah,
There's a puddle monster. He's in the toilet.
Stephen Moffat can film himself taking his shit and wiping off, and they would be like, "Oh my god, this is like 10 out of 10."
Yeah.
Like,
All right. I don't want this to become like a
That's just an
troll
analogy.
thing. I mean, I don't want to talk about trolls really on the.
Well,
I
it's
mean-
it is about Doctor Who and about.
And it's about the community, I understand. And it's about people having no life and commenting and starting crap, and we go about our lives, and then if they don't have a life and they dislike. That's fine. I mean, one of these days,
No.
listen, one of these days they can dislike all they want, but one of these days there's going to be a thing where somebody's going to create something where you're going to find out exactly how many dislikes one person did. And when it turns out to be thousands or 100,000, then you can sue them for harassment and get tons of money because the whole feature of
That's pretty much what they
dislike
got
is
it
just supposed to be once in a while to dislike something, not to
Damn.
aggressively do it.
Motherfucker's going to litigate for dislikes.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The whole purpose of the dislike on the YouTube community was once in a while you don't like something, you dislike. Not that you eat, sleep, and everything at your computer disliking the person all day long for thousands upon thousands of dislikes.
I gotta go undislike some videos of yours. I don't want to get the lawyers on me.
Well, just imagine that somebody didn't realize it, and every day they dislike me 10 or 20 times, or whatever, and times that by 365 days, times that by 3 or 4 years or 5 years.
God,
And what if it comes out to be thousands? You know how, and this is the perfect example. If someone could, like, if they could arrest a guy for texting his girlfriend that they broke up with 2,000 text messages, right? That they consider that harassment, that if someone disliked me 2,000 times, that could be considered harassment also.
Yeah, but aren't you soliciting likes and dislikes and comments by leaving those open? So you're
But
inviting.
the person exists. But the person exists once.
Well, that
as
doesn't
for
matter.
one video. So if the person even has multiple accounts and is disliking too.
Well, I mean, if you have like a radio station and you're inviting callers to call in, it's like saying people aren't allowed to call in every day that might have like a negative
But
review.
YouTube has a thing in the guidelines somewhere that says basically you can't. That it's not for someone to alter the analytics of a channel and try to bring it down by using that as a thing to destroy somebody. It's a thing that once in a while you dislike, not that you have to do it every single time, and you're not even.
You'd have to read the lawyer speak in that, though. Also,
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Very difficult to litigate. Somebody
Not
just.
that I want to give anybody an idea out there, but I'm pretty sure that you're not allowed to dislike somebody 5,000 times or 10,000 times or 100,000 times.
They send you to like the troll jail for that.
Listen, there's a lot of laws against trolls. They don't realize it. They can go to jail for many years.
Shit, for trolling?
Yeah. Yeah.
I fucking trolled somebody too long. Oh my god.
There is. There's stuff out there. So.
Well,
But anyway, we're getting off topic. We got enough
I have
topic.
to read about that story.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah.
But so we're almost at 1,000 episodes, and again, after 1,000, we're going to do the audios of David Tennant. That's going to be the first 3, and then I'm going to decide what's going to be next when I purchase it. Now, I also made a purchase today, which I have to stop spending money or I'm going to get in trouble. But I bought today the Underwater Menace. So if I hated Doctor Who, I wouldn't be spending money on it. But
John Pertwee.
no, it's not. Patrick Troughton, but
I know,
Yes, that's Troughton.
yeah.
But it would be nice if they could find the missing episodes and I could have the whole collection there, but we'll see.
Well, you have your, outreachers in China
Yeah,
doing that
yes.
for you right now.
And they're-
Yes, I also have a friend with his team searching in China. Which
Is
was,
it-
that I gotta tell you, that would be the funniest shit, Chris. If he comes back with a reel or something, and then the BBC contacts Moffat, and he's like, "Oh God, please don't be Matrix Floyd, please." And then he's like sitting there like face red, and like he's like rubbing his face, and he's like, yeah, thank you, Matrix Floyd.
What if Moffat's the one that's going around disliking your videos?
Maybe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's why Doctor Who isn't perfect, isn't it?
That's right. Moffat's doing it.
That would certainly explain a lot,
No.
Well, they did use my catchphrase, build it, in that one episode.
Yeah?
Shit.
Good looking
Doing
out
it.
Moffat.
Yeah, Moffat's like sitting in his basement, like in his boxer briefs, like disliking Joe's videos. Like he's playing with his Doctor Who action figures and disliking
So,
Joe.
the funny
Everyone
thing is,
thinks he's writing Sherlock, but he's really disliking your videos.
right. But the funny thing is, if somehow I did come up with a missing episode, then of course everybody would have to talk about it. So, in a nice way, I guess.
Yes.
Well, they would make up a story like, this son of a bitch is holding the episodes hostage.
Or somebody else would be like, he had it in his basement the whole time. And
Yeah.
What episode actually would you like to be found if you had to pick one?
I want to see Marco Polo.
That's the one?
I really want to see Marco Polo.
Okay.
I mean, there's other stuff like the 10th Planet, last part, the
Pyramid of Mars?
Dalek one. Yeah, right. Is this? I think it was. Is it the Smugglers, the Highlanders, or something?
Yeah, Highlanders.
Smugglers, yeah, which was which came before 10th Planet.
The is the Abominable Snowman's available or no? That's another one.
I think they have a couple of episodes, but not a full series.
Right. I mean, again, most of Patrick Troughton's run. I mean, I would want to see, and because that's the ones that we're missing the most. But
I think I'd like
I don't know.
the Evil of the Daleks or Fury from the Deep.
Which one?
Fury from the Deep.
Hmm.
With the seaweed monster. Remember? The foam and all that?
Okay.
Patrick Troughton. I mean, I'm not setting you up for a gag. I mean,
No, I know.
Apparently, there's an episode of Invasion of the Dinosaurs that's missing too.
Still? I thought they have a complete episode of that.
Fury Deep was season 5, right?
Pertwee.
Yeah.
That was like a unit story in the Pertwee's last season.
There's Reign of Terror. Okay, I'm looking at the thing right now.
I'm looking at a list for Patrick Troughton. Fury the Deep was season 5.
Highlanders was Jamie's first appearance.
Yeah.
That's
There's Reign of Terror. There's episodes of Wheel in Space, Faceless Ones, and Evil.
the Macro Terror is not available either, right?
What?
There are a couple of episodes of that in the Lost.
I tried to buy that today and it wasn't.
Yeah, Wheel in Space. I wanted to see that one too. Wheel in Space. That's classic Cyberman one.
Yeah. We've got the Crusades, Galaxy 4, and Underwater Menace that you were just talking about. Dalek's Master Plan, Enemy of the World, I didn't even know, and the Web of Fear. Funny thing about the Web of Fear is BBC actually got in trouble with the Transit Authority because they thought they had filmed in the subway system because their backdrop was so convincing.
Well, I mean, obviously we have Enemy of the World now and Web of Fear, so those are no longer missing.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just.
Isn't there still missing something from Web of Fear?
Yeah, I think it's one episode of Web of Fear, actually, now that you mention it. And then there's like Space Pirates, Fury from the Deep. And I'm trying to remember the Troughton ones, actually. Power of the Daleks, Eve of the Daleks.
Celestial Toymaker's missing, right?
I think that's one of them, too. The Macro Terror. The Faceless Ones.
Yeah.
The Massacre is not available either.
I didn't sit. Let me look.
The
I didn't
Massacre.
see that one.
That I'm looking at, they're not talking about the Massacre.
Mission Unknown? Mission to the Unknown? I don't think that's
Because Mission Unknown was the only one-off adventure, and that was supposed to have been sort of the prologue into Dalek's Master Plan. Because that was the one that didn't have any of the cast members in it, just like a one-off adventure.
The missing episodes.
Yeah.
The missing episode guide. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. All right, so there's a lot to look forward to in the future. There's audios. There's 3 Matrix Lord channels. Because wouldn't it be cool, right, Chris? Maybe.
I plead the 5th.
There would be one reason why that wouldn't happen, and that would be that if I was doing full-fledged the new book. So, either you pray for the new book so you don't have more Matrix Lord channels, or you just I don't know which one you would choose, but but anyway. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Was it Extremis Saturday? You're gonna watch at 9 o'clock, right? Right, D?
Yeah, I mean, we can do another.
Do the same thing we do.
Yeah, I'll try not to dislike this one.
Also, I'm going to be filming and doing stuff in the Staten Island Comic-Con on Saturday. So I will be there doing stuff with that, and that's going to be fun in my old high school. So that will probably be featured on the Everything Show 1000, hopefully. So here we go. All right, guys. Take care. Bye for now.